Welcome to the PMdistilled guide. In this session, I will explain introduction to project management. Rather, I'll say introduction to professional project management. So this is a page in the PMdistilled guide, which can be accessed at pmdistilled.com. Introduction to project management, rather professional project management. Professional project management comprises of predictive project management. We also call it as traditional project management or waterfall. And then we have agile or adaptive project management and the hybrid project management. So these are the basic three classifications of the styles of project management. Now let us dwell deep into predictive project management. In predictive project management, it is associated with traditional waterfall methodology, and it follows a linear and sequential approach to project execution. That means here we are talking about end-to-end project planning, detailed planning. Uh, and this is very much applicable for projects where the requirement, scope, and the deliverables are very clear, rather meticulously defined upfront. And the project progresses through predefined phases like project initiation, project planning, execution, monitoring and controlling, and closure. The key characteristics of predictive project management include, as discussed, we need detailed planning from start to finish. The scope is very clear. Changes are very expensive. And classical examples for predictive project management is all infrastructure projects. If you are building a hospital building, once you start construction, and after that, if the scope changes, it is very difficult to incorporate those changes. So any construction project, it follows a predictive approach. It is well suited for projects with stable requirements and predictable outcomes, such as a construction project or manufacturing initiatives. Then we have agile project management. It is a dynamic and iterative approach. We say all the agile frameworks are iterative and incremental in nature. That means the project passes through a series of iterations, and at the end of each iteration, the product of the project gets incremented little bit. Uh, so we call it as agile or adaptive project management. And some of the key frameworks. There are multiple frameworks under Agile. We have Scrum, which is the most popular one. Kanban is there. Extreme programming is there. They all promote incremental delivery of value through short development cycles known as iterations or sprints. Key characteristics of agile project management include the common characteristics, character of all agile methodologies or adaptive methodologies is their iterative development cycles with frequent opportunities for feedback and adaptation. And it is all performed by cross-functional teams, collaborate closely to deliver incremental features or functionality. Customer involvement and stakeholder engagement throughout the project lifecycle is mandatory if you're following an agile or adaptive method, because we are talking about short iteration, and every iteration starts with an iteration planning. All the stakeholders must collaborate during the planning phase itself. Then we get into the execution mode. We call it as a sprint. And whenever there are issues, we need stakeholder collaboration. And at the end of the sprint, we have the sprint review. There also, we need all the stakeholders to come together and review the deliverable at the end of the sprint. So extensive stakeholder involvement or engagement throughout the project lifecycle is mandatory. Now, emphasis is on delivering high quality working software or products in a timely manner, and ability to accommodate changing requirements and priorities, promoting continuous improvement and innovation. Now, let us say we are developing a new website. You may come out with a lot of requirements, and as and when the website takes shape, you will come out with new ideas and new suggestions, and they are all very good. And if you add them, include them into the initial scope, that web application or the website is going to deliver higher value. But then in construction project, that is very difficult. Whereas technology projects, where the scope is very dynamic and it is continuously evolving, and the technology is also very new to the team, then that is a right opportunity to try out or implement adaptive styles or agile styles. So as discussed, uh, it is a framework, it is a family of products. So agile is the umbrella. Under that, we have multiple frameworks, agile frameworks like Scrum, Kanban, Extreme Programming, Crystal, etc. Out of this, Scrum is the most popular one because that is not IT specific. So it can be applied in other domains as well. Now, even in construction projects or EPC projects, uh, during the engineering phases, people have started really using the agile ceremonies like short-term planning, daily meeting, etc. So Scrum can be applied, it is across domains, rather it is domain independent. Hence, it is the most popular one, popular agile framework. Then we have hybrid project management. It is a combination of agile and predictive styles. It combines the elements of both predictive and agile methodologies to leverage the strengths of each approach and mitigate their weaknesses. In a hybrid model, project managers tailor project management practices to suit the specific needs and characteristics of the project, blending traditional planning and control with agile principles of adaptability and responsiveness. Key characteristics of hybrid project management include flexibility, adoption of predictive practices, iterative planning, continuous monitoring, and it is suitable for projects that require a balance between predictability and agility, such as large-scale IT initiatives or engineering projects. I already said that even in construction project, during engineering phases, they are using agile practices. So if you really take a construction project, engineering phase may follow uh, agile practices, but when it comes to construction, real construction, they'll follow predictive styles. So within a project itself, there can be both agile and predictive styles. That is one form of hybrid project management. Now, even in construction, sometimes we do both actually. We do predictive planning for the construction phase. And when it comes to execution, we borrow some of the best practices from Agile slash Scrum. So within a phase itself, both can happen together. Both adaptive, predictive, and agile can happen together. That is another flavor of hybrid project management. So today, if you really look at the industry, most of the implementations are hybrid. It is very difficult to see uh, pure waterfall or pure agile. It is a mix. Then predictive project management in detail. So we have the phases. We start with the initiation phase. It is a formal kickoff meeting, and the key things here is you identify the stakeholders and conduct a preliminary risk assessment and develop a project charter. And the key outputs of initiation are the project charter, initial project scope statement, and the stakeholder register. Here, the definition of stakeholder is very important. It is anybody who's affected positively or negatively by doing a project, or by not doing a project, or by delaying a project is a stakeholder. So we'll discuss these things in the subsequent sections of the PM Distilled guide. Now, after initiation, we get into detailed planning. We define the scope, deliverables, work breakdown structures. We identify the dependencies and sequencing of activities, estimate resource requirements, arrive at the budgets and schedules, develop risk management plan, quality management plan, etc. The key deliverables of the planning phase is the project management plan, including the scope, schedule, budget, quality, risk, and communication plans. Then the key thing is the work breakdown structure, WBS, and the project schedule, and the resource allocation plan and budget estimate. Again, we'll be elaborating these things in detail as we get on to those respective chapters of the PM Distilled guide. Then execution phase of a project, it is all about doing the project as per the plan. The execution phase involves implementing the project plan and carrying out the defined activities to produce the project deliverables. As discussed, it is all about implementing the plan, like acquire and mobilize resources as per the resource management plan, execute tasks as per the schedule, and monitor and control projects using earned value, etc. And manage stakeholder expectations and communication according to the stakeholder management plan, and address issues, risk, and changes as and when they arise. The deliverables of the execution phase are completed project deliverables and work packages, progress reports and status updates, and issue logs and change requests. Then comes monitoring and controlling phases. Actually, it starts at the beginning of the project and continues till the end of the project. Here we need to monitor the performance against the schedule baseline, cost baseline, quality baselines, etc. Here, basically, at the end of monitoring and controlling, we get the variance reports, and then we come out with the corrective actions and the preventive actions, and updated project documentation, etc. Then closure. This is about the formal closure of a phase, which include the project closure as well. The closure phase marks the end of the project life cycle, where the project deliverables are finalized and project closure activities are completed. Uh, Verify that all project deliverables meet quality standards and acceptance criteria. Obtain formal acceptance from stakeholders and obtain sign-off on project deliverables. Close out project contracts and finalize project activities, etc. The key deliverables of closure, it is the key thing is the project closure report and the lessons learned documentation. Formal acceptance is very, very important. So till you get the formal acceptance from the relevant stakeholders, the project is not technically closed. Then closure of project contracts and procurement records. The project may get over, but you may have to settle a lot of things with the contractors and subcontractors. So your procurement function may extend beyond the project closure. Then release of project resources and team members. At the end of the project, we have to formally release the manpower, machines, remaining material and equipment, etc. Overall, the predictive project management follows a structured and sequential approach. We discussed that. Now, agile or adaptive project management in detail. The roles in agile project management, it is very simple. We have the product owner who maintains the product backlogs, which are the requirements. And then we have the Scrum Master who plays the role of a project manager because in Agile there is no project manager. So Scrum Master is a kind of project manager who is more of a servant leader. Uh, he's not of that command and control type. He's more of a servant leader. Basically facilitates the Scrum process and ensures adherence to agile principles and practices, facilitates meetings. So Scrum Master ensures that the project is happening as per the Scrum framework. Because sometimes people tend to do the project in a very ad hoc fashion, but it is the fundamental responsibility of the Scrum Master to ensure that the project is happening as per Scrum. Then we have the development team. It is a cross functional team responsible for delivering the product increments. When I say cross functional team, if it is an IT project, we have the programmers, we have the documentation team, we have the testing team all working together to deliver. So that is a cross example for a cross-functional team. And it is self-organizing. That means nobody is going to allocate work to you. The manager doesn't allocate work. The team collectively decide, how they are going to accomplish the goals of the sprint. They collaborate closely with the product owner to understand and implement requirements and commits to achieving the sprint goals and delivering high quality work. Ceremonies in agile project management. We have the sprint planning meeting. Sprint planning, that is more of an 8 hour planning meeting for uh, 30 days sprint. Then we have a daily stand up meeting or a daily scrum. That is another ceremony. Then we have the sprint reviews. At the end of the sprint or iteration, we have a formal iteration review or the sprint review. And then we have a retrospective. At the end of every sprint, we have a retrospective where we discuss things like what are things we did right and what are things can be done better. And the key artifacts in agile project management, the first thing is a product backlog, which has the full list of features that must be developed from the start of the project till the end of the project. The key thing about the product backlog is it is allowed to grow indefinitely. So as the project progresses, people can add more requirements to it, owned by the product owner. Then sprint backlog, a subset of the product backlog, which is scheduled into the sprint. We call it as a sprint backlog. So product backlog is the set of features from start of the project till the end, whereas the sprint backlog is the committed features that will be developed within the sprint, which is a subset of the prioritized subset of the product backlog. Then the increment, that is the product increment, potentially shippable product increment delivered at the end of each sprint. Is the increment of the product developed during the sprint. Then we have this burn down charts, which we'll explain in detail as we get onto the chapters covering agile project management. Velocity is the measure of amount of work completed by the development team during the sprint. Again, this will be elaborated when we reach, I think, chapter 6 or 7. Agile project management promotes transparency, collaboration, adaptability, and it enables teams to deliver value iteratively and respond effectively to changing requirements and customer needs. Hybrid, we already discussed, it is a combination of agile and predictive styles. primarily tailored to suit the project's requirements. Uh, Now, the key points to remember here, we have three types of project management: predictive, agile, and hybrid. Predictive project management is also known as waterfall or traditional project management, which is ideal for projects where scope is very clear and changes are difficult and expensive. Agile or adaptive is ideal for projects where scope is continuously evolving and technology is very new. Then hybrid project management is a combination of both predictive and agile. For long-term planning, people use predictive styles, and for short-term planning and execution, agile ceremonies are leveraged. So three styles of project management: predictive or waterfall model, agile or adaptive model, and hybrid project management. Uh, you can access the complete PM distill guide by going to the pmdistilled.com website. So it is open to all. Now, if you want to learn more about the PM Distill training, please click on this link. So that will take you to the PM Distilled training details. If you want to contact us, please click here. Click yeah. Click here. It will take to the. It will give you the form to contact us, and there is WhatsApp also here. You can use that WhatsApp. So I'll give the link of this page in the description of this video, so you can click on it and go to the corresponding page in the PM Distill guide, so that you can read the whole material, and if required, watch this video again. Thank you very much.